But, Ms. Jackson, I mean, to go back to Justice Kennedy's point, we have injury here in the most classic, most concrete sense. There's $300,000 that's going to come out of the government's treasury if this decision is upheld, and it won't if it isn't. Now, the government is willing to pay that $300,000, would be happy to pay that $300,000. But whether the government is happy or sad to pay that $300,000, the government is still paying the $300,000, which in the usual set of circumstances is the classic Article III injury. Why isn't it here?
But, Mr.
So this is totally unprecedented. You're asking us to do something we have never done before to reach the issue in this case.
Let me say two things about that, if I might, Your Honor. First is that it's unusual, but that's not at all surprising, because
No, it's not just that it's not unusual. It's totally unprecedented.
Your partner is sick. Social Security, I mean, it's pervasive. It's not as though, well, there's this little federal sphere and it's only a tax question. It's, as Justice Kennedy said, 1,100 statutes, and it affects every area of life. And so you would really diminishing what the state has said is marriage. You're saying, no, state, there are two kinds of marriages, the full marriage and then the sort of skim milk marriage.
The question before the Court is whether the exclusion that DOMA imposes violates equal protection, and it does violate equal protection because you can't treat this as though it were just a distinction between optometrists and ophthalmologists, as the Lee Optical case did. This is a different kind of a situation because the discrimination here is being visited on a group that has historically been subject to terrible discrimination on the basis of a personal
That's the same in the example that he just gave you, that discrimination would have been visited on the same group. And you say there it's okay.
And I think it's time for the Court to recognize that this discrimination, excluding lawfully married gay and lesbian couples from federal benefits, cannot be reconciled with our fundamental commitment to equal treatment under law. This is discrimination in its most very basic aspect,